Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Velvet Lounge Life, and this is an update on a couple of things. One being the fact that starting next week actually, I will be putting out one video every single day for a week, just in celebration of the end of August, or at least it's almost coming to an end, and creaking. Did you hear that creak? Creaking the door open to our button challenge that I am doing. The challenge that I put out there for myself personally is to create a very, very, very long garland Charmstring, which I'm also considering to be more of a charm tribute string, because it's the tribute is to friendship, it's to being a neighbor, a friend, of course a relative, and all of the people who are, hopefully going to donate to this project to make it possible, to make it successful, in other words, to make it happen. So one thing I would like to really do almost immediately is thank the folks that have already stepped up to the plate and have agreed to donate buttons to this project. So some of them, they have buttons that they don't need anymore. Other people had buttons that they just never knew what to do with because they didn't sew. And so they're donating them to make this possible, because I just do not have anywhere near enough buttons to do this on my own. And I will give you an update on what I've been doing with the project as well. So if you could take just a moment out of your day and subscribe to our channel. And of course, yes, that ever-loving thumbs up. And also leave any questions that you have. Remember, we have a lot to offer on this channel, and you can contact me right there at that email address. But more so, it's more important that you leave questions in the comments so that other people can see them as well. And also just to let YouTube know that people do care about this type of content. So without further ado, I am going to take you on a little tour. By the way, stopping off on this tour, this is the name of the playlist that has 42 videos that you can watch in regards to button collecting, how to identify the types of buttons you have. There's some information, of course, on values and other useful tidbits, as well as just some of the things that you could do with buttons. You could do more than just sew them on your clothes, of course. And yes, this is a video in regards to the new series that I have in regards to buttons. And it is all about how the project is going to progress, as well as the fact that it's from September 1st until December 23rd. So yes, you heard that, 2 days before Christmas, this project must be complete. And the other thing to note is only I can work on it. So what have I been doing? I have been sorting buttons. So one of the things, I can be I can be a lot of a perfectionist, and it is going to be hard for me to do this project and not think about design and color schemes and things like that. But I want to basically take myself back in time a little bit with this project and do it the way that a true Victorian would have done it. And that would have been as they found buttons, bits, and bobs to add to their charm string. They would not have taken it apart to rearrange anything. There would have been no theme other than the art of, putting something together out of something that doesn't necessarily have the highest value. And also, I want to, like I said, make this a community project, so I can't wait, for a certain color or size of button or material. I just need to do it as it goes along. So with the sorting, what I'm trying to do is simply sort by material. So whether it be some sort of plastic, obviously metals. These are some bits and bobs, and if you remember, one of my rules is I can only use 2 pounds of such matter. And, these are some, I believe, are the Charmstringy ones, but then I see some in there that are definitely not, so these need to be sorted a little bit more. Some of the shell and pearl combinations. I know this lighting is like so brilliant today, and usually I can't get it that bright, etc. So I'm trying to, make sure that when someone looks at this charm string, obviously they see variety. They don't see just a block of metal buttons or blue buttons or pink buttons or whatever. They look at it and they want to just continue looking at it because there's such a variety of buttons on it. And so that's one of the reasons I'm doing what I call a quick sort. I mean, some things I had sorted out previously just from the way I stored them, but others were, like this was almost full of buttons and I had to go through it just to sort some of them out. And here there's buttons that are made out of various fabrics and materials. These are, I don't know what style of button this is, but there's some of those. The ones back there in the plastic bag are Bakelite. And then, of course, I have, like I said, the pearls, the shells, all in here. And some in there. Various types of metals. Just a little bit of everything. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is, if you donate to this project, then I don't think I'll use this style tag, but this is just an idea because I was looking for different ideas, but I actually found some that are a little bit fancy. And I'm going to use those to put your first name and last initial and your country and or state of origin, so that there's a record of, these were folks that gave to this project and helped it come to pass. Because, like I said, this is more of a community project. It's not just a me project. Also, one of the things I want to quickly discuss, because it came up in discussion with my pen pal, is, and I also have a question that someone sent to me that I'll go over in this video as well really quick. One of the things that that came up is, in regards to the term Charmstring. It wasn't because of this project. It actually was because of something else that we saw elsewhere. And, she was correct. Like, this person was describing what they created as a Victorian charm string. However, 80%, I would even say, I'll even be kinder, maybe 65% of the buttons used, as well as the stringing mechanism used, were definitely not anywhere near Victorian. They were more like 1940s up to maybe 1950s. And then there, of course, were a few Victorian buttons thrown in there. So our thing is, if your charm string was made in the Victorian era, then it is a Victorian charm string. But if it's something that was made after the Victorian era, there are a lot of different names that can be used that are more accurate for your creation, such as just using the term charm string. You don't have to put the word Victorian in there. Also, vintage. It could be a vintage charm string. It could be a tribute string, a memorial string, a friendship string. There are so many other terms that could be used that would be accurate. And so that's just something to be aware of. Also, I had a question in regards to how I plan on mounting this charm string to the catwalk and stair rail. And the way that I plan on doing it is with a draping design. So this will not lay flat against the railing and go, from the catwalk down the stairs. It will have, little loops of drapes as it goes along. So what that means is, just for example, if the railing is, let's just say 20 feet long, then I probably need to make this about 35 feet long so that I can, of course, have room for that draping. Otherwise, it just wouldn't work. So I answered. It was a him, actually, which was really awesome to get a question from a guy. Why? Because I think that this genre is really for everyone who's interested. But that was a really nice question, as well as, I enjoyed the discussion that my pen pal and I had in regards to, how we think people should be classifying these. Like I said, what I'm creating as is going to be a tribute charm string. That's what it's going to be. And I'm excited about it because we already have 2 people who are sending buttons in, which is awesome for this project. And I have a 3rd person who is up in Schenectady, New York, who might come through as well. That would be awesome. And one package is already on its way. The other is being packaged up in Alaska. And should be on its way as well. And also, I'm just so excited, you guys. I'm so excited because people actually care. People are interested. And like I said, I wanted to make this a button community or just a community project. It doesn't matter if you love or hate or could care less about buttons. The whole idea is that we're creating something together. Even if we're not in the same room, we can still do things that are fun, that will bring joy to people, and something that we can say that we did as a group of folks from all around the world. So if you want to donate, or if you can donate to this project or know of anyone that can, please do me a favor and look at the comments as well as the description of this video for an address as to where you can send your packages. Also, remember, if your package weighs 1 pound or less and you're in the United States, you can send it first class and automatically you get tracking. I know I mail a lot of things all over the United States, so that's actually a thing, and you don't have to send it first class, which will cost maybe a little bit more. But also you can use the first, you don't have to send a priority, which will cost a little bit more. But if you do send something priority mail, also remember they do have priority mail flat rate envelopes. And those, you can stuff them until you can't stuff them anymore. Just put the items in a Ziploc bag first. Then stuff them into the envelope. You can also put boxes inside of those envelopes, and it would only cost you $6 or $7 to ship them. So that way I don't want you guys to overly spend money on sending me, donations for the project, because the number 1 rule with this project, which is actually, one of 5 or 6 rules, is I cannot spend any money. I cannot use a gift card, which thank you to the lady who offered me a Joanna Fabrics gift card. But for the project, I can't use it because one of the rules is I cannot spend any type of money on the project. I have to use the buttons that I already have. And I can, of course, if you guys want to contribute somehow, that's totally fine. But, the main thing for me personally is using what I already have. I've gone through some of my old clothing that I know I'll never wear, and recovered buttons for this project. So believe me, I'm looking high and low. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Velvet Lounge Life. Please remember to subscribe, leave comments, give a thumbs up, and please also share these videos. Stay well. Remember that your health is your wealth. Without your health, you have absolutely nothing. So please do what you must that is good for your health to take care of yourselves. Be well.